Hey there guys, so our new anime begins inside of a game just like Sword Art Online where the players are stuck. This game is called The New Gate, and there's no change here as well. Do everything you want, fight, earn, or be a blacksmith, but still it's a death game because if you die here you die in the real world as well. So our protagonist Shin kept trying hard to leave this game, and one day he left alone to beat the boss and clear out the game. But the boss had that annoying regeneration power. So Shin goes for the combo strike attacks, and at the end he completed the boss with his ultimate skills, and now that boss was beaten, the game was cleared by Shin, and one by one all the players started to log out of the game, and the last one was Shin, so he also tried to log out, but a door behind him got opened, and the next thing he knew was that he woke up in a grass field. But the things around him had become too realistic and his status has soared throughout the sky, but on the side on his status was no log out button means that the game had become a reality. So the Sword Art Online had become Sword Art Offline. That's why he chose to go back to his home first and saw a whole new town and things that were never there before, and at his house there were some goons dragging a girl out and somehow a monster appears, so Shin had to drop in to save the damsel in distress. Her name is Tiara Lucent, and she thought Shin might know her master who is known as Schnee Reiser. Hearing her name, Shin got excited because Schnee is one of Shin's support character he had before, and then Tiara got on guard and refused to tell him where she was. Tiara looks after the shop and takes messages for Schnee for 1,000 jewels, but Shin only had one jail, and girl was surprised because the item box he pulled the coin out are only possessed by a limited number of people, plus, this one jail is worth 10 billion jewelist, so Tiara asked him who is he, so Shin said he's a high human. All the players were called that. And Tiara got even more terrified because high humans had vanished 500 years ago. It reminds Shin that she's talking about when players had logged out when he had cleared the game. So Shin keeps himself calm and gives the jail to her because Tiara is an elf and it would help her in magic as well. But Tiara had an illusion spell on her, yet Shin saw through her. So, the problem is that black-haired elves are called bad omens that attracts monsters. But Schnee saved her and made a barrier around the shop for her to stop her curse, and she has lived like this for over 100 years now. Her hair used to be silver, but due to this curse it has turned black. So Shin said he has a way to cure her and used the purify right away. That changed her hair a bit back to normal, only a bit, and even a bit was still enough for her that she started crying out of happiness. Then to test the purify, they went out of the barrier and this time no monster appeared, which means that her curse is now gone. Now this much was enough to know that Shin is a trustworthy guy. So she gave a letter of introduction to him since he's planning to enter the kingdom, so Shin easily passed through the gate with that letter. And a guard informed him that this letter could even get him an audience with the king, because the Moon Sanctum holds a high position. Then he goes over to the guild to register, so the girl sends him to her twin sister who registered Shin as an adventurer. And after Shin fills out the form to become an adventurer, he was waiting for his card, and Celia gets there to serve him food. Apparently she also helps others when she's free, and there she asked Shin for his Moon Sanctum letter. She wants to check it, so Shin goes to another room to let her check that and meets Guild Master Bar Lux there. He saw that letter that Shin has is real, so he explained that this letter could get him to any nation he wanted, so he was on guard to see if it was real, nothing more. So, that was it for the day, and Shin found a hotel to stay the night, and in the morning, he woke up all beaten up. So he quickly got ready to get his card from the guild, and since he had to start from the bottom, Shin took a finding job, but while he was looking out for the things to gather, he found a skull face monster that was causing quite a bit of trouble, but as a high human beating it was easy, but Shin's attack makes the sword of skull face fly away, and it landed right inside the room of the Queen Rihanna. Rian then quickly called out for an investigation because someone powerful has done this, and that powerful one goes over to the guild where everyone was troubled by that skull face monster, so Shin casually showed the core as proof that he had killed the skull face. It was such a big deal that Shin didn't know, so Els appears, and Cecilia told her about this and Els thought of first examining the gem. Well, this skull was pretty strong compared to any other monsters, so Shin said he saw that skull face was off level 359, which gave them shockers, because if it's on that level, then Shin is as strong as a whole A-rank party combined, so Cecilia goes over and brings Shin to another side to serve him while he was waiting for the results, but since tables weren't empty, a scary guy comes to sit down with Shin. He's Wilhelm, and everyone is scared of him. It's because Wilhelm has a weapon that has drain ability, so others started calling him a vampire, but Shin wasn't fazed even a bit. Then after eating with him, he goes over to the library to find out about the dusk of prosperity, and at the same time, a high-level meeting was going on because of Shin. Lux told them about Skullface, but Shin had asked to keep his identity a secret, so the knight insists him to tell him about this Shin because a sword had just come crashing into Rion's room, and that sword is special enough to hold the place of royal treasure, so, if this person could beat this sword holder then it is concerning. Then scene shifts to Shin where a girl was staring at him, so he offered her his food. Her name was Mill, and their Wilhelm comes to get Mill back because she's from the orphanage, but before leaving she asked Shin to save someone from the northern woods. Now that was a random, so first he goes over to meet Tiara to leave a message for Schnee, and there he showed her this sword. It belongs to Schnee and was pretty powerful because various monster materials were used to create this, but Tiara is getting used to it because whenever Shin is around, there's always a legendary shock coming her way. Then Shin gave her a message receipt that could find the person whom you want to send the message to. Then after giving her that, Shin travels to the northern woods and visits a shrine there. And inside of it was a baby fox in a barrier, so Shin quickly purified her because it had been hit by poison and curse, and just as he completed his work, dead soldiers surrounded him, so Shin took care of the problem, and then, the boss showed up, 2 guardians against 1 high human, too unfair, but still Shin was fighting them head-on and defeated it, so the fox made a smokescreen to help Shin, and with it he beats the monster, and after that, Shin saw the little one's stats and found out it's a rare elemental beast, which were rare beast even back in the game, and now it has taken a liking to Shin, so he made the foxy his partner, and at that time, Schnee received the letter from Tiara that Shin had just returned. And right there are 2 episode ends, so, if you want to see more anime episode recaps then subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on any of my updates. Till then, take care.